Hi folks, we hope you'll enjoy the upcoming answers to this hot question. What's a secret you can only share with online strangers? My mother's last words, as she lay dying in our house, were "I'm scared. This has effed me up, bad. And I can't tell anyone I know because I don't want to duck them up too." I understand it if you don't want to answer this, but what happened? It was a normal night. We said goodnight and I went off to bed. 5 minutes later I heard her scream help. I ran downstairs. She said she couldn't breathe. I thought she was having panic attack but called for the ambulance. Next thing I know she said that, then she's turning purple, then the noise and, boom. Gone. Turned out she had a pulmonary embolism. 20 minutes start to finish and I still have flashbacks, can't hear those words without an anxiety attack and had nightmares every night for a year afterwards. I bet she was less scared with you by her side, helping, supporting. I bet she was comforted knowing you were there for her. She was scared, but much less so because of you. While no one can take the pain away, I hope you find some relief in knowing you did everything right. But the most right thing you did was just being there. I have friends that have paid me to record them having sex. You guys get paid? You guys get sex? You guys got friends? Never told my parents I had stage 1 cancer. Both were barely sober and would have jumped off the wagon head first. Bright side, doc got it all. Glad you beat cancer. I know that must have been a hard decision to make, but it was probably for the better to not tell them. Thank you, and yeah. My best friend was with me through it. In turn we ended up married, so it ended up a happy story. Many years back my childhood cat got dementia. Some days he was perfectly fine, other days he stood in corners and peed himself all day cause he didn't know where he was or how to get out of the corner. After a while we gave up on hoping he'd get better, and the day we scheduled the appointment he had a good day and my mother couldn't bear bringing him to the vet, so she asked me. I drove him to the vet close by and the doctor didn't care about our cat. He had to inject more of whatever they used 6 times, and halfway through the cat started twitching and struggling. It took ages until it was all over and I couldn't drive home afterwards. When I came home, pretended everything was fine and have never told anyone because it would break my family's heart even more. When I was with my host family, it was honestly the only year of my life I felt like a part of a family. I miss them so much. That's really touching. Sometimes we think our family lives are normal until we experience another way. Anyhow, I'm sure they miss you, too. Created a throwaway for this because I know of at least one person that knows my username and this can never be discovered about me. When I first started dating my boyfriend, I moved in with him in another state pretty quickly, like after 3 to 4 months. So one night, he was in the shower in our 1-bedroom 1-bathroom apartment and I was chillin' in the living room and suddenly I had to poop so bad. Like it was go time and he was in the shower and I absolutely did not feel comfortable going in there and blowing up the toilet at the same time he was in the shower. In hindsight, I should have just run to the corner store and gone poo and come back with snacks and acted like I just wanted some munchies, but I was panicking, so what did I do? I figured if he popped out of the shower in the middle of my shame, at least I would be behind another door and have a minute to compose myself, and I squatted and pooped a huge load of turd into these grocery bags in our closet. I wiped with paper towels and tied up the bag and immediately went down and took out the trash. He will never know. No one will never know. This is my shame. I obsess about being able to start life over, in another time. To the point where I feel this life is not worth bothering about. I always thought the coolest thing, in USA, is that one day you can get up and decide I'm going to move to this state and you don't even have to tell anybody if you don't want to. Well, except if you're a parent or are in debt. You still don't have to tell anyone. That I'm afraid to get married because I don't have many friends that would come to the wedding. As someone who is planning a wedding, that's a ducking blessing. Just invite family, keep it small and save money. Or just go to the courthouse. It's expensive. I had mine a couple years ago and ours was small, no open bar. Think I bought 2 kegs of Bud Light for the guests and that's it. Still set me back like 6,000 to 7,000 USD for everything. I kind of dislike my best friend. We've known each other a long time, and we're both in unfortunate circumstances, but I'm trying to change mine. He isn't trying to change his, he just rages about how unfair his life is. I've offered all the help I can, but he never takes me up on it, and being his shoulder to cry on can be exhausting. He can be a very negative person, and so can I, but I'm trying to be less so, but it's easy to slip back into negativity when I'm around him. It's all very frustrating sometimes. It's okay to break up with a friend. We don't have language or processes for it like we do for romantic relationships, but we should. I'm inadvertently ruining my marriage because I'm terrified I'm going to ruin it. You should definitely bring this up with your partner and talk about therapy for you. I had a tendency to do this too. You are more than deserving of a good marriage and a happy life. There is a video of me being interviewed by Tulsa Channel 9 News where I'm drunk wearing a beer-soaked crop top tank top ox-state shirt being asked about my opinion on beer being sold in Boone Pickens Stadium, not my finest moment. Late response, I honestly have no idea where / if there is a link of this incident. They might have saved the footage / stored it somewhere and IDK where to find it. Also it was Tulsa News 9 not Channel 9 News. Another late response, apparently, I can't remember the news station but I remember a prominent white 9 on a red square background on the mic. Honestly could have been Chilate but I was freaking plastered that day. Not much of a secret, but my dad lied about having a family to my mom. My dad is still in the picture, but we're like the secondary family. It took 25 years for me to finally meet one of my brothers from my dad's side. He seems to be the only one who half-heartedly wanted to meet me. The rest don't seem to care too much about my existence. This happened with my best friends growing up, and I only actually found out very recently. My best friend and I are nearly 40. And her sister is about 43. It turns out, their father was always an incredibly righteous and judgmental person. But he secretly had a whole other family, right here in our tiny little town, with 2 daughters, of similar ages, to my friends. Oh, and grandchildren. And he just came home one day and dropped that bomb on everyone casually and then went out to snooker club. That's all I know. I'm shocked. It's obviously hurtful in many ways. His wife is a lovely woman. She accepted it. They all did. And that's for the best. I'm still floored. I introduced my friend to the medication I'm pretty sure ultimately killed her, but we have no proof. That's dark. She was my best friend, which makes it worse. When she passed, we'd been friends for 10 years. Everyone knew I introduced her to the prescription drug, but the consensus seems to be that it had nothing to do with her death. It was a stimulant medication for ADHD and she was diagnosed with brain cancer a few years after she started using it daily. I let her try it once or twice, not knowing she'd seek it out on her own and get addicted to it. I was young and stupid. I've spoken to a few people in the medical field who told me in confidence that the medication probably at least made it worse. I'd give anything to have her back. Don't know how I'm going to survive now without stepdad. Died Saturday. Things just hurt so much. It will get better, but take your time. I felt the same when my mother died, but I'm still here, thanks to everything she taught me. Even after death, the people you love stay with you. I wish you lots of strength. Still stupidly in love with my ex. Heart still jumps when I hear her name. Barbara. Manatee. You are the one for me. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.